Anyone who heard the sun and the space and the earth and they say, oh we didn't understand what you meant, why is the sun always shining? And then you said that the space in between is black and on the earth there's light. Well then you have to do your own research and it's called, what is seeing? What is seeing? Then you see the miracle of seeing. People say, I don't know how you can prove there's a creator. There's a million ways you can prove the creator. One of them is, why are you seeing? Nothing is random. Out of all the spectrums of light that are coming from that sun, they move through dark matter and space where you don't see any light, hits the earth through 7 atmospheres. The rays come down and God gave you a very precise spectrum in which to see the light, and the spectrum that's left after the 7 atmospheres has filtered it. Because energy is coming down, right? 7 atmospheres, tabaqah, 7 tabaqahs. Otherwise if the atmosphere wasn't there, what would happen? Sun would have cooked you, you would have been fried like eggs because gamma rays and all the sun rays would have come through. So God creates 7 layers to cushion us so the sun doesn't kill us. Not only it cushioned you, it took the spectrum to a point that the last one that comes hits your eyes are created to see that specific spectrum and daylight. Had it not been, it would have been darkness everywhere for us. Nothing's random from that formula. Nothing in this universe is random, inshaAllah. Where we got from SMC family?
As-salamu alaykum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, Ya Sayyidi.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Sayyidi, every time we are attending zikr, we feel deeply connected and spiritually energized. Interestingly, these Wi-Fi connection points are also called hotspots. Thank you for guiding us through this amazing way. May Allah bless you with long and healthy life.
Alhamdulillah. Very true. And you become a node. What are they finding out now? How does the internet work? You're a node. That once you log on, through your heart the shaykhs will send the signal to other people. That's why they're asking you to save. What does a computer do? When you have a computer…
As-salamu alaykum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. This is Shaykh Nurjan. Thank you for watching the video that you're watching. InshaAllah, if you're happy with the content and happy with these programs, please support the button below, the programs that we have for our orphanage repairs, our water well, Give the Gift of Life, our mobile food vans. We have now 5 vans, Vancouver, Chicago, Los Angeles, Pakistan. There's many programs that reach thousands of people and rescue foods and give those supplies to people in need. Your support is greatly appreciated. Also, be so kind as to leave loving comments and please share the stream. Every bit counts. As-salamu alaykum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
The whole of the internet accesses your information, shares it to someone else, and they can have actual rebroadcasting systems that are set up to resend out signals. So that it's not one location, in case one location goes down the whole network would go down. So they decentralize important networks. What does that mean? Well, you don't think awliya have the same thing? You think it's on one network? One guy that you take him down and the whole of the heavenly reality stops? No. It's on many different networks. If one tongue goes down, 100 more will come back up. It's all decentralized, All of Qur'an is decentralized. There's no one book published somewhere and say, okay, this is now the Holy Qur'an. No, 1 billion people have letter for letter memorized. You move one letter, 1 billion people will tell you, you've moved the letter. Decentralized. Why? Because heavenly knowledge is not the earthly thing. Only now they're understanding, hey, if we put everything in one place and somebody hit that place, it's everything finished. So now they're going to decentralizing, but heavens is always decentralized. Heavens is a blockchain in which Allah says everything is written in a clear ledger, even uses the word ledger. Kitab al-Mubin and Imam al-Mubin. So alhamdulillah, heavens is first. They're teaching this material world its technology.
As-salamu alaykum Sayyidi.
Wa alaykum salam wa rahmatullah.
The sun shines equally upon the earth, yet not everything benefits from its lights in the same way. What is the reality behind this?
We just said the whole Wi-Fi. There are many routers and each one thinking they're teaching Islam, and very few are teaching realities. Not all teaching the same reality because each router has a different program, different switches Allah gave to it. But you can't go from that router to the next router and try to understand something because your guest pass is for there, not for here. That's why they say then you have to make an introduction, you have to follow their way, you have to email, you have to be watching, and you have to try to be connecting. As a result, a guest pass will be issued to you spiritually that log on, make and connect your heart, go out and do charitable deeds. Then the sun shines on you in a completely different way. Because imagine the realities that are being broadcasted of the Muhammadan haqqaiqs that people are not talking about, and I don't know what they understand or don't understand. But if you want the level of these haqqaiqs, the reality of these haqqaiqs, all of these energy trainings and teachings, it's not on every router, it's not on your physical earth either. It's a specific router, requires a specific pass, and they'll issue guest pass but based on the character, and that guest pass can be immediately revoked. There's nobody who can just stay logged on. Because you see some people come in and make weird and crazy comments, and they've been kicked off the network and they're trying to come back in, but they don't and they can't.
As-salamu alaykum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh ya Sayyidi.
Wa alaykum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Are solar flares a divine firewall to bring down the demons that are attempting to connect to the heavenly routers?
I don't know, yeah, you got all these variations of solar flares, yeah. Solar flares is isharat from the sun. So we've described the station of the sun in Surah Al Qadr. So that's clear. In Surah Al Qadr we've given the tafsir that the sun is a heavenly station. Malaika wa ruh bi-idhni rabbikum, by the permission of their Lord. There's a station of the angels and the ruh, and every command is coming from that reality upon this galaxy. Every command. So go back to our tafsir of Surah Al Qadr. So they found that the sun has photons and they proved it. Kullun amr, every command that the photon reaches from the sun to the farthest planet in our galaxy. They see the photon going through everything. But Surah Al Qadr is teaching us that every command is on that photon, and that's an angel. Means as the angel has been programmed to move, it passes you and tells your cells what God's given or commanded for you. Past the earth, tells the earth, past the grass, move through the earth and goes to the next. Wherever that photon is moving, the angel is giving the command. So like a heavenly Wi-Fi from the sun. The sun is also like a Wi-Fi signal broadcasting. Sayyidina Yusuf described how that is a maqam. said that the sun and the moon were under my command, literal command, that his station had the reality of the sun and the broadcasting of that reality and that signal. So that's a Muhammadan haqqaiq, and that awliya are the inheritors of the Prophets of Bani Israel. Means that when the Prophets of Bani Israel stop, the awliya inherit these stations under the command of Sayyidina Muhammad. So right now there's a awliya in charge of the sun, and there's a awliya in charge of the moon and the stations of that reality. So alhamdulillah, anything coming from them is a isharat, an energy, a guidance and many other things, because that sun can release an energy that will destroy everything in the atmosphere, take every satellite out of his orbit. So it's a power that they don't understand, and they don't even know how to traverse it, and they can enter into the sun. So there's many different realities that the people of the earth don't understand from its heavenly realities.
As-salamu alaykum Sayyidi.
Wa alaykum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Could Surah Al Asr message about mankind's loss also mean that our time on earth away from the world of light is a loss for humanity?
Yeah, that's what we talked about, al-khusr. Khusr means you're losing, and you think you have a whole life but your life is but one day. And the reality of your one day, Allah even makes it shorter and says, it's really like you're only living from Asr and then you die. Because as soon as Asr the day is finished, because Maghrib is the beginning. So Allah's giving us from even that one day. You're planning to live 90 years, buy all these things, get all this, and then at this I'll do this, at this I'll do this. No, but you may die tomorrow. So if you live your life as if you had only one day, you make the best of it. Don't think about the past, don't worry about the future. What did you do with that one day? And Allah even shortens that one day and says, it's actually really almost after the noon. You have about from the time of afternoon to the sunset. Sunset the day is finished. As a result of that, have faith and good deeds, and that was the whole talk last night. Your life is about have faith and it should be based on good deeds. Good deeds are not that you prayed, that's self-righteous, but the good deeds are the actions. Go out and help people, feed people, do things that are selfless. Then your deeds should show what type of faith you have. Many people come, I have faith, I have faith. We don't care what you say, but show us your actions, show us your deeds. Your deeds should speak for you and give the beauty and the light of your faith. Then when God sees the beatific actions you've done, He then writes more beatific actions, because He likes the colour of your faith now. This beatific faith is growing. That's why I say start doing good, and all of a sudden all this good is coming your way. Not from your cleverness, is Allah is giving you that bounty. I could have given it to him, I like to give it to you because you do it right. Now everything is coming as immense grace, immense blessings. So that's why our whole life is to be thankful. Thank Ya Rabbi that you gave this opportunity to me, and my life is to serve and to do the best I can to make people to a khidmat and service, to serve the Divinely Presence and serve the prophetic reality. Good character, good manners and good action. Service with bad character is garbage. But who needs someone violent trying to help them? So everything is based on the good character, inshaAllah.
As-salamu alaykum Sayyidi.
Wa alaykum salam wa rahmatullah.
How can we better understand barakah in our lives, especially since it is often associated with affluence, wealth and a life of leisure?
It's not associated with anything to do with wealth. What's barakah have to do with that? You made that up. That's not barakah, that's Allah giving you a rope to hang you. So Allah describes in Qur'an, well, we're giving them time, they're going into big trouble. Just a rope and a bag of coins, Allah's going to spend with the angels coming to question you in the grave, going to ask you many questions. If just you have a rope in your existence, imagine you died with a rope and just a few coins. The angels of death that come into your grave, there's those nice stories that the awliya teach. They're going to ask you all day long in that grave while you're being tormented and fear and scared that, how you earned this rope, where you got it from? And these 2 coins that you have, who paid you for them? What did you do with them? What did you do in your life? So the affluence is not a symbol of barakah. The barakah is the good deeds and good actions. When God sits you on to do zikr, when Allah inspire you to give charity, when Allah inspire you towards good deeds and good actions, there's so much light upon the person, that's barakah. In which people say, I don't know why I like you but I like you, I don't know why I'm giving you a raise but I'm giving you a raise. Barakah is just the grace and the overabundant grace of the Divine. We described that, but that was with the guys we were talking about, sakina and barakah. So barakah is a sign of immense lights and blessings from Allah. It's not the prosperity of dunya, because some people if you give them a little bit of dunya they go crazy. They'll leave everything, they'll leave the zikr, they'll be, sorry I'm so busy, I'm gone. So that's not at all anything to do with barakah. There are custodians of Allah in which they test all their life, and Allah knows what Allah gives to them, they give immediately into the service of Allah. Those are custodians, what we call awliya. But anyone else you give them little bit too much, they run and they're gone. So barakah is light and blessings. People without barakah, person comes up and says, I just really don't like you, and they fire you. So I just don't like this, and they don't want to talk with you. So that's the lack of barakah. So then in our lives ask yourself, what do you do for barakah? What are you doing that you get barakah or you think you have barakah? It's not your salah. Praying and doing mandatory obligations does not give you barakah. That just means Allah is not punishing you. So when you pray and God ordered you to pray, that's not where you're finding, abundance of barakah. As Allah you were supposed to pray. But barakah is when you do the sunnah prayer. You say, no, for your love I want to pray more, and for your love I want to go and give, and for your love I'm going to come and sit and recite tonight, for your love I'm going to go and bring food. So the things we do out of love brings a tremendous amount of Divine grace for us, inshaAllah. Subhana rabbika rabbil izzati amma yasifoon wa salaamun alal mursaleen walhamdulillahi rabbil alameen bi hurmati Muhammad al-Mustafa wa sir Surat al-Fatiha. Ya Rasul Kareem. Ameen.
As-salamu alaykum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. This is Shaykh Nurjan. Thank you for watching the video that you're watching. InshaAllah, if you're happy with the content and happy with these programs, please support the button below, the programs that we have for our orphanage repairs, our water well, Give the Gift of Life, our mobile food vans. We have now 5 vans: Vancouver, Chicago, Los Angeles, Pakistan. There's many programs that reach thousands of people and rescue foods and give those supplies to people in need. Your support is greatly appreciated. Also, be so kind as to leave loving comments, and please share the stream. Every bit counts. As-salamu alaykum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.